Hello, my friends. I'm A Bao, and I live in a small city in China. Today, let's take a journey together to explore the morning life of Nanyang people. Right now, it's 8:30 a.m. The morning sun is already lighting up the streets of this small city. The rush hour is beginning to wind down, and a slower, more authentic side of Nanyang is waking up in the steam and aromas of our street food. Today, I'm taking you on my bike to grab the breakfast that every local craves, beef soup. As I ride, let's talk about where we are. And yet, despite these heavy modern struggles, the people who remain here still find their peace, their community, and their comfort in the simple routines of daily life. And it always starts right here, at the local soup temple. Walking into the soup shop, you are greeted by a massive iron cauldron sitting right at the entrance.
你好，这个券。
You walk up to the window and tell the owner exactly what you want usually. A bowl with a mix of lean and marbled beef. Watching the chef work is a performance in itself. His blade moves with lightning speed, slicing the beef paper thin before arranging it perfectly into a wide porcelain bowl. The milky bone broth is rolling and boiling inside, sending up thick clouds of white steam that blur the chef's silhouette as he chops the meat. In Nanyang, ordering soup is a fully customized experience. Then comes a handful of fresh scallions, cilantro, and the absolute soul of the dish. A generous scoop of homemade roasted chili oil. It's bright red, incredibly fragrant, and carries a smoky heat. The chef takes a massive ladle, scoops the boiling bone broth straight from the cauldron, and splashes it over the ingredients. The heat instantly wakes up the herbs and the chili, releasing an aroma that clears your mind. But a bowl of soup isn't complete without its golden partner. Yu Tiao Time's deep-fried dough sticks. They are golden, airy, and freshly pulled from the oil. Pair that with a small side dish of local tofu and pickled onions, and it's the perfect balance of rich, sharp, and comforting flavors. Look around the shop, and you'll see the true pulse of the city. The tables are packed, and sharing a table with strangers is just how things are done. You'll see office workers grabbing a bite before heading in, and retirees chatting about their day. There's no corporate pretension here, no rushed small talk, just the universal sound of people contentedly slurping hot soup, speaking in our thick, warm local dialect. By the time you finish the bowl, a light sweat breaks out on your forehead, and every cell in your body feels awake and warm. It's a simple, heavy, and deeply satisfying meal. It's the way ordinary Nanyang people comfort themselves against the pressures of the world outside. Riding back home, the real magic of this breakfast comes in how you eat it. You rip the hot dough stick into small pieces and drop them directly into the hot beef soup. Don't eat it right away. Let the dough sit for a moment. It acts exactly like a sponge, soaking up the rich, savory broth. When you take that first bite, the crispy yet softened dough bursts with soup and beef flavor in your mouth. Nanyang isn't just another modern dot on the map. It is a place with over 2,000 years of history. To give you some perspective, during the Eastern Han Dynasty, Nanyang was officially designated as the southern capital, the second largest city in the entire empire. For my friends in Europe and the West, think of it this way. When Nanyang was a sprawling, booming metropolis of the Eastern Han Dynasty, Europe was under the rule of the Roman Empire, specifically around the 1st and 2nd centuries AD. While Roman citizens were walking through the Colosseum, citizens here were built up under a massive cultural and political hub. This city is the birthplace of Zhang Heng, a scientific genius who invented the world's first seismoscope, and Zhang Zhongjing, the medical saint of traditional Chinese medicine. When you walk these streets, you are literally walking on layers of ancient imperial history. But if we are being completely honest, living in a small historical city today comes with its own heavy realities. While big megacities like Shenzhen or Shanghai sprinted ahead over the last few decades, Nanyang's local economy slowed down. For years, ordinary people here have felt the stagnation. Local development has been sluggish, and like many smaller regions, we face systemic challenges from modern governance issues and bureaucratic corruption to a lack of high-paying jobs. Because of this, Nanyang faces a massive population outflow. Millions of our young people, the very energy of the city, migrate to coastal hubs just to make a decent living. This brings us to one of the biggest modern pain points for the younger generation here: the soaring cost of marriage. In Nanyang, the traditional bride price or dowry expectations have skyrocketed, becoming an overwhelming financial burden for young men and their families. When you combine high wedding expectations, low local wages, and the sheer pressure of modern life, the result is a stark reality. Our marriage rates have hit historic lows, and many young people are choosing to stay single or delay families indefinitely. The streets are fully awake now. On my way, I stop by the neighborhood smart courier locker to pick up a package. It's a small reminder of how modern convenience still finds its way to the quiet corners of small city life. You type in a code, The charm of a place like Nanyang isn't found in massive skyscrapers or glamorous attractions. It's found right here in the resilience of its people, the continuity of its ancient history, and the warmth of a morning soup bowl that brings everyone together. Back inside my apartment, the morning light fills the living room. The robot vacuum is doing its quiet rounds. And my workspace is ready for the day ahead. We face our challenges, but we start every day grounded, fed, and ready to push forward. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this morning with me. If you want to see more real, unfiltered glimpses of life in China's smaller cities, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.